remember it like it was yesterday. I was living in Cleveland. I was just like fed up with trying to work two part-time jobs and just trying to figure out, what I wanted to do after I had been home for quite some time from UT. And I was helping to take care of my great grandmother at the time and my great aunt and help my grandma, you know what I mean, as much as I could while she was working to just help keep up the house. We had a pretty big size house. And I just remember like wanting to get away, just wanting to leave. I mean, I was willing to do whatever I had to do to just get up out of Cleveland. You understand me? It was just not a fit for me. It wasn't, a good place for me to be at that point in my life. I felt like I needed something bigger. I felt like I needed to see something else. And I was willing to give up everything that I could to get to the next point. And the next point was here. I had never been to Houston, Texas a day of my life. And I contacted someone that I knew here at the time. And me and that person are not cool anymore. But I always express my thankfulness to that person in the universe, because if it wouldn't been for that person, I probably would have never came down here and end up living here. So, it's in the same perspective of if you don't like your parents, you still honor them for getting you to the earth. You know what I mean? So, I came down here with nothing. I sold my car to move here. I didn't have a car when I got here. Everybody was like, you gotta have a car. You gotta have a car in Houston. I agree. But on the other end, if you come from a city where you're used to having train, but it's like if you come from the north, like Chicago, New York, Cleveland, cities like that, and you know how to get around real pretty good on local transportation, you can make it. You can make it, but it's super hot. I walked through plenty of heat in the summer, and did what I had to do. It was a lot of kind people along the way that made sure, I didn't have to walk and stuff at night with my jobs and my boss and stuff like that. But, if you want something bad enough, you'll do whatever the hell it takes to get to where you need to be. So, I moved down here. I had so many clothes. I just can't express how much clothes I had. I had gotten to a point where I realized that I liked clothes and I liked shopping and I liked thrifting and I like shopping for other people, and I just went crazy. And I started packing up all my clothes, and I was like, I gotta give this stuff away. So I took some and I gave them to my best friend. And I mean, I remember when I tell you just lots of clothes, I remember taking like 7 big black trash bags to every place that I went to donate things. And books, clothes and books. That was me. I wanted to read and I wanted to look nice. So, but I remember taking just 2 big trunks, and I had a Bonneville, 2 big trunks of books to the donation center and donating. All right, so I got everything sorted out, and I ended up with 2 tubs and 2 suitcases. Shipped the 2 tubs. I remember my grandma helped me pack them. She taught me how to pack stuff. She taught me how to tape stuff up and get it together and take it to the post office, let them weigh it and find out what I needed to do. I mean, she taught me that. She's always taking me to the post office. So shout out to my grandma. I love her. She knows that. Rest in power. So, I got everything together and I bought a one-way ticket on Southwest, and I got down here to Houston, Texas. I had got my hair done. It was all fly. I had me a little like pixie cut. Oh, it was so cute. And I got off the plane. As soon as I got off the plane, my hair dropped. And I was like, where am I? It is so freaking hot here. But I loved the humidity because it made my skin feel so good. And I just remember just saying it's so hot. It's so hot here. And I just was looking around. I was happy to be here. Had to learn how to catch the bus. Somebody took me one time and said, I'm going to teach you this one time how to catch the bus and you can figure it out the rest of the way for yourself. And I did. I learned how to take the bus from Reliant NRG area all the way over through this and that. And I told this lady that the other day. She asked me when I was driving Uber. She said, I don't have a car and I just moved it from Mexico. I said, it's okay. You'll figure it out. I said, you just got to get on the buses. That's how you learn the city. The bus will take you everywhere. But I'm telling you, man, when I first got here, I rode the Bissonnet bus and that taught me everything. I learned about the whole stroll, the good stroll, the bad stroll, all the strolls. And I remember the man got to the end of the line and he said, all right, little lady, it's time for you. This is the end of the line. You got to get off. I said, I'm not getting off the bus here. I said, what I got to do? He told me, well, I'm going to take a break and then you can pay a fare. And I said, here, I will pay you the fare and we is going back. I'm not getting off. Because it was literally, I swear to you, man, I told this lady that the other day, it was a cornfield. And everybody swear but down there wasn't no cornfield. But you got to understand, this 13 years ago. Some streets have become streets now that weren't streets then. So, anyways, I got here and I had never seen so many same-sex couples. Like in Cleveland, you know, gay, lesbian. I've been going to the Pride for the longest. I didn't had, friends in high school. We used to go to Pride. My mama let me go and all of this stuff. But when I got here, Pride was on a whole nother level. And I was like, damn, y'all doing this openly like this here? Okay, all right, this is what y'all doing. I respect it. Okay. So that was one of the things that got me. The traffic, I was like, this is crazy. And then I just was fascinated with the big buildings here. I like the fact that we have Williams Tower and the Wells Fargo building, and we have so many big high-rise buildings here, and it's a lot of oil and gas business. So that was my culture shock. And then I had to learn all the different languages here. Not learn them as far as me being able to speak them, but know, at least, what culture it derived from. And I love that it's so diverse here. So working here, I experienced my first racial profiling here in Houston. Working at the front desk, I remember this man came in and he said he didn't want me to help him at a hotel. He didn't want me to help him at the front desk because I was a woman and I was a black woman. And then he said, go get the boss. And I went and got the boss, and it was a man, and it was a black man. And he didn't want him to serve him either. And I was like, I don't know what you gonna do. And he ended up having to be served by the black man. So I in the Galleria area at that, I had never experienced that. Even coming from Ohio, hadn't experienced it. And I love the weather here, and I don't want to be anywhere else as far as the weather. I know we experience floods sometimes. Just get you a boat. And I love the humidity, like I said. So this is my gratefulness and thankfulness of being in Houston, Texas for 13 years come tomorrow. I'm excited to be here. And I haven't found everything that I want. I know it's some hidden gems here that I'm looking for in this city, and I think that I'm going to find them soon. I swear, I feel like I'm in one of those video games where you run up on the jewel and you grab it. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's things. But as far as me navigating through this city, and I think Uber has been the greatest help for me, the greatest help, because I know places that I never thought I was going to know. You know what I mean? It's so many places here in the city. You'll just ride through streets and you'll be like, damn, I didn't know this was here. I've never seen this before. I heard about it, but So same thing happened to me yesterday. I found a recording studio that people talk about a lot, and I just happened to just ride past it, and the lady told me when we was in the car, she was like, that's the recording studio. I was like, oh, okay. I knew it was over here, but I never knew exactly what corner of the street it was on. Like, I had never rode past it. So I like exploring, and I'm just thankful for the city. So I know people that are still thinking about moving here. Y'all still considering moving here, and you should do it. You should do it if this is nothing but a stopping point for you, because I figure that this may be a stopping point for me somewhere to get to the next place. I don't think the stopping point is the term I'm trying to use, but the next place, the building block. There you go. So that's it. I love the city. I respect it. It's big. It's so much traffic. It is, and we're never going to get rid of all this traffic. But I've never lived a place where they actually work on the streets and they actually try to expand. So I can say it takes years. It takes time. But I like the fact, and I was talking to this other lady yesterday in Uber about that. She was telling me in the Galleria, she was like, I remember when this building wasn't here. This place was my first job, and this, and I was like, yeah, this whole North Post Oak over here. I was like, none of this used to be here. This was not even a street. It didn't have a street light. It didn't have, so I like the fact. And then when I first started going to DeVry, one of our projects was we could take the blueprint to the city. It was like a 5 or 10 year out blueprint, and it had all these buildings there. So I did like this research paper on it, and I talked about how what I thought the buildings were going to be, because of course the blueprint didn't have the names of the building on it, but it had the buildings, and some of them aren't there now. I wish I still had my paper from this, and some of them are there, but you can tell like some of the buildings, the high rise, the condos, they weren't there. They weren't there 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. They weren't there. They weren't there 3 years ago. So I was lucky to be able to see the blueprint and know that it was going to be up and coming. I think that helped determine, if I really wanted to stay or not. Have I ever decided that I wanted to leave? Yes. When within my first 4 years of being here, I said I wanted to go to North Carolina. That was one of my other choices. I just like the feel of North Carolina. I really do. So I decided not to. I decided to stay here, and I think it was a great choice. The economy is pretty good here. Even if it's not the job you want, you could probably find you a quick job if you're thinking about moving here. So this is not the first video where I said I recommend Houston, Texas. So I do, you guys. Come visit, give it a chance. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and leave them there. Or you can hit me up on astrascloset@gmail.com. That's ASTRAS underscore. No, sorry, no underscore. It's just CLOSET. You want to follow me on Instagram, then you put the underscore there. All right, guys. So I appreciate y'all. I also have another YouTube channel. That's Astra's Closet, the one I was just telling you about. And you can check out the Poshmark store. My fall line is up. It's Astra's Closet as well on Poshmark. So that's about it. Peace and blessings to you guys.